Yeah, this I believe, I hope you guys are all here for how to webcomics.
Yes.
How to of webcomics. That's what you guys are doing?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. We're in the right room.
I didn't want to actually.
No, we thought this was the board panel.
No, we're here for Dolphy. What the hell are you talking about? Dolphy.
Dolphin.
You've never seen Dolphy?
Should I have?
And it's wandering all around the halls. Yay big, really intricate.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a cult.
Oh, yeah. Well, I left mine at home in Boston.
I'm disappointed. Your work ethic sucks.
I don't know what that's doing. Okay, this is the how-to of webcomics, and I guess in the next hour or so, me and my buddy Zero here, we are going to, give you as much advice about the creation and maintenance of webcomics, and answer any questions that you guys might have about getting your own started, or what the or any of the ins and outs. I guess we should introduce ourselves first of all. Get to it. My name is Michael Terracciano. Everybody calls me Mookie. I'm the writer and artist of the webcomic Dominic Deegan, or Live Higher. It's been around for a little while, and I make a living doing webcomics, so I'm allegedly an authority on this. So we'll see if I can enlighten it. And you, sir, are?
I'm Zero Reynolds. I do a webcomic called Sword Walter. I've also done stuff for VG Cats, Control Leads, him. Yeah. I don't make a living on it, but they consider me an authority on pretending to know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's 90% of life.
Yeah, excellent. So
10% of what you say, 90% of how you say it. I don't have that either. Anyway, so that's right. So, if anybody, well, I guess we'll open the floor to questions first of all. Is anything specific you guys want to know about running a webcomic? We can answer your questions. If not, we can just kind of talk about how we got started.
Okay, I was more worried about, curious about how to actually get it on what is the process in actually doing, setting up the page and all that.
This is it.
yeah, that's it.
We have a third. Did you get a haircut between yesterday and today?
Does that look awesome?
Yay! So
I have a duck leg.
I can't make a comment on that without. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Amelie from portable.com. We live videos on my channel. And I've got a new haircut, so I'm pretty.
It's
You
stunning.
already.
Her hair was down here yesterday.
And I was like, now I'm like,
Get rid of it. Now you're all streamlined. The
Yeah.
question was how to actually, what's the process of getting your work from like paper or your
Sand.
online?
have we already discussed the bottle reading aspect?
We haven't gotten to that. The alcohol is in there.
Jesus.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of really easy ways to do it. Webcomics have exploded so much, and there's a couple of template-free services that will just say, you just go to them and say, I would like some webcomics space. They will say, here is your webcomic space. I got started with Keyspace, which is now Comic Genesis. Just Comic Genesis now. I had to wait a few months for them to actually generate the space, but once they had it, says, here's your space, here's a little instruction on how to actually do it, fool around with it, whatever you want, you just have to follow these guidelines, and you can get your stuff up.
Yeah.
Drunk Duck, I think, is another one that does that, and those are the only two free services that I know of.
There's a couple more, but they're so low key that I can't even give them more reviews. They're not offering the same services that Comic Genesis or Drunk Duck are really offering. It's more along the lines of, if you have your own existing site on your own existing server, you can mirror it here. Whatever.
Yeah, so with the free services though, I mean, you don't have total freedom because they are letting you have their space. So I remember that when Keyspace had their Genesis, their rules were, okay, you have to use this type of coding that we've already made, and you have to have this banner at the top, this at the bottom, otherwise you can go to town in the future.
I mean, if you're just starting off, really, the only thing you should be directly concerned with is making sure people can read the comic. Because you have all these people who are immediately running into the gamut that I talked to this other panel saying, I need to do PHP, CSS, how to do an FTP server. It's like, no, stop. if it is as simplistic as black background with a single line of HTML saying where your JPEG is supposed to be for your comic, you're good. And you're better than 85% of the other webcomics out there. Because they're doing like flash intros and splash pages, and oh dear God, I've got to use my Wii oaks to cycle through shit. And after that, because the thing you really want to focus on is doing your comic. You know, don't worry about your merchandising or anything else like that. Get the people to read your comic, and you're good to go. And then you can worry later on about, do I want a .com? Do I want, you know, all this nice code and everything in there? But the first gig is just really focusing on putting it online, getting people to read it. So you can use one of the free services, or even if you have like one of those GeoCities pages or anything like that, you know, just put your comic up there, let your friends read it, get them to tell them about other people, go visit forums, is another big thing. And then after that, everything else will fall into place. Amelie sold her soul to the devil, which is how she got it up.
Yeah.
Which is a percentage for that idea.
Blood, demon skins.
Something to do with Parasite going to jail for a certain period of time and reading your website.
Yeah.
My contractual obligation is complete. It's amazing.
Right.
Britney Spears going crazy. Hey.
Go to hell.
Well, also read it.
By the way, the internet can't call me.
Call me.
What's the problem? Your songs is once and fall.
I can make no promises.
Okay, next question. We get into demonic walls actors.
Any questions about running a web? Yes, sir.
I have one tiny question. How easy or hard is it to get typecast in a particular style?
So how hard is it to what?
You get typecast into a particular style.
How hard is it to get typecast into a particular style?
Or easy, like, is it
Well,
like...
it's always easy to get.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, I mean, my speaking personally, my strip is in kind of a manga style. And if you like manga and anime, yeah, I mean, thumbs up. People come to the strip and say, hey, I like this style. But if you don't like that sort of thing, you know, someone will look at my work and say, well, you're copying everything. You're unoriginal. Off in the trash pile with you. I'm never reading you again. So you're never ever gonna please everyone.
Yeah.
And it's very easy for people to try and categorize you. You probably will categorize it your own way. That's what people do. Compartmentalize everything. So hard to get typecast? No, it's a guarantee. But you have to use that to your advantage. And that's how, you know, you can either resist it or you just embrace it and go, okay, so this is what everybody thinks of me. Cool. All right.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter the type of content you're really running on your comic. You make one game joke, you're a gamer comic. You put in one cat girl, you're a furry comic. You put in one spiky haired dude with a giant sword, you're a Final Fantasy ripoff. It's the leap and necessity of people to label what you do so they can correlate it and compare it to everything else.
It really doesn't matter because it's sensitive anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I've got 50 some odd pages of the second webcomic series and I hesitate to put it up because it's got non-human characters in it, and in the day and age we live in, like 20 years ago I could have gotten away with it, but in the day and age we live in now, the second I post this, it's bam, I'm losing furries.
Yeah.
I hate furries with a passion. So it's like I hesitate to put this anywhere near the end because I'm afraid of typecasting myself in with the furry crowd because me and the furries and the first person that
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
the first person that walks to me and says, "Oh my God, that's your inner persona," is you know, I don't do the persona thing, and I don't know why is it you can't have the persona, your inner cat girl, you know, with green hair and little spots. But yeah, you can't have a character that's not human anymore without you being labeled as some kind of weird furry thing.
Disney used to do that all the time.
Yeah, we called it tailspin and we grew out of it. Jesus.
Yes. Hey, Robin old box on. Goes out to the big old bear.
Yeah.
Out there with the rooster.
But yeah, it's so easy to get typecast. So it's like you have to decide if you're willing to align yourself with the type of people who are going to come to your comic specifically for the genre and the style that you're drawing and writing in, or if you'd rather just go, I'm going to work on something else, or would you like to just accept it and go, you are my people now, you know, and embrace it.